Okay, they did that, and so I know that wasn't for power. So I know I've got all the power there for my needs. Now it's a matter of knowing, okay, is this new push button going to have a pigtail like the garbage disposal or a dishwasher? You know, with the pigtail end on it. This is called a pigtail. You have that end and it comes on over, and this one goes to the garbage disposal. Generally you have a long one like that to a dishwasher too, and sometimes it doesn't come with the dishwasher. So food for thought, if you ever install a brand new dishwasher, you might want to see if it comes with the pigtail, because you might have to buy that separately for a first time install. And if it's an old one, an old dishwasher that you're replacing, look at it and see how it's run, hardwired or pigtail. If the pigtail is old and decrepit looking, you might want to get it replaced. Now this one here doesn't look too good, and as you saw before, the wires weren't even hooked up into the plate properly, and they're just sticking out there. Well, the new garbage disposal is in the garage, and it's going to be installed. And here they got a new power cord kit, they called it. This was for an incinerator, garbage disposal, and here's the pigtail, so to speak. They got a fitting for it, wire nuts, ground wire, the whole bit. So there's your pigtail right there. Okay, that's going to be for the new garbage disposal. Okay, well, there might be a pigtail like that for a new push button. They're going to have a push button right here instead of having a wall switch for the garbage disposal. That's going to look kind of slick. We're doing that too because we didn't want the switch right here in the wet area of the sink. I was going to have to take that and relocate it over here. Now I don't have to do that, but I still wanted to do my due diligence under here to make sure that once the installer got here, everything was set up properly. You don't do that. You're paying somebody an arm and a leg to come out here and do other things. You don't want the whole project holding up because, hey, wait a minute, we don't have the power set right for your new push button. We didn't give you a duplex plug outlet. And see, if you have a duplex outlet like this, maybe you want to change the box to a fourplex. You know, if one's for the garbage disposal, one's for your dishwasher, and you've got another plug that you have to plug into an outlet for your push button. Well, actually, I'm wrong. The new push button will then be on one of these. Okay, so but I'm still checking it because I have to take power out of there, and I've got to run it and fish it all the way over to here. You know, that's going to be for my power instead of the power box right here for the home alarm system. We're going to put the power box down here in a new outlet, and we're going to get this ugly wire out of here for the telephone. We're going to relocate, or we're going to put a new outlet, a duplex outlet right there. We need power for that too. There's no power up here we can grab, and I don't want to grab it off of there and cut holes into the wall and all that kind of stuff. Because I've got this outlet down here, right here, I'm going to fish in another wire back in there, come out of that junction box, and I'm going to fish that down behind the dishwasher, behind the stack of drawers, fish it into the wall, and put a cut-in box right there. Okay, now that I know the extent of my project, doing a little investigation, I can figure out my material for that, can't I? The last thing we want to know before going to the store and everything, figuring out that, is how we're going to do this. I just want to know that for my own purpose, whether or not that has to be patched or not, because we're going to do away with this. We want the telephone, this telephone jack, to be down here underneath the desk. We don't want it up there. It's kind of ugly. And I'm hoping that the telephone company initially ran a whole bunch, rolled up wire behind there that we can extend, fish down the wall into a new box. If it's too short, I'm not sure what we're going to have to do. That's why I'm investigating it. The countertop guy's going to be here in a couple of days. I want to make sure nothing's in his way. And in fact, this is not going to be in his way because the counter is going to stop there. The granite's going to stop there. This is going to remain right here. No granite countertop over that. and the backsplash is only going to go to the end of the counter, which is going to be there. Okay, so this is really not going to affect him per se, but I still want to check it out, because my thought is I'm going to move this up and cover that hole, patch any screw holes, mounting screws for that, hopefully, and then that other box is going to be relocated down here. Now if the telephone wire is not long enough, then a telephone company or one of the telephone company installers, somebody's going to have to come in here, make a junction in here long enough so we can fish it down there, so I can patch this sheetrock right there. And then the wire will be long enough for them to install a new box down here. So ultimately, there's going to be a cut-in duplex outlet for the power for both the phone and the controls for the alarm system, and then there's going to be another box for a telephone jack. Well, that's our project coming up. Well, now that I got that figured out, I can put that back into the wall, and I still want to make this box up, even though I know I've got to get into it later. I want to put that all back together, put the cover plate back on it, you know, and do it right. I don't want to leave it like this and just plug that in up there and leave the wires dangling thinking, oh, I'll be back tomorrow. You never want to leave things incomplete when you take them apart. Okay, so I'll put that all back together and plug it in, turn the breaker on, make sure it works before I call it good.